Hey, everybody, come on in. Come on in here for a second. Come on in here for a second. I just wanted to come on for a minute. Was coming on for a minute to share some kind of transparent personal things with you because yesterday was kind of hard for me. And I want to share from the aspect of a lot of times what you got going on in the background may be affecting your performance as an entrepreneur, business owner, even if you work a regular job. If you're not addressing the things that are up underneath everything, then it could easily affect your performance. And I noticed on yesterday, for those who don't know and who didn't see my post on Facebook, yesterday was the death of my father. Was Yesterday was my father's birthday, February 24th, and he died December 9th, 1999. So here we are, 20. What's that? 20, almost 21 years later, and no, almost 22 years later, and a lot of the pain is still there. A lot of the grief is still there. A lot of the anguish is still there. And I woke up yesterday pretty early actually, and I noticed I was in a lull. Like I woke up like that. Normally I'm happy go lucky, I'm hype, I'm motivated or whatever. But yesterday when I woke up, it was just a lull. I just felt a certain like the young folks say, I felt a kind of way. And I didn't feel in control of it because normally I subscribe to, and you've heard me quote several times, you're supposed to, like Reverend Ike says, you're supposed to tell your feelings how to feel. But yesterday I couldn't quite get going. And then I realized what day it was. So all throughout the day, I tried to pump myself up. I tried to do positive things. I tried to do meditation. I tried to do a lot of things to get me out of that mood, but it just wasn't happening. And that's when I figured out that maybe I didn't grieve properly. Maybe I didn't take the right steps after his death because I know some of the stuff I did, I know I shouldn't have been. Like I became an excessive drinker. Like I was decided I was going to try to drink it away, and I didn't really think I had a problem until uh, probably 3 or 4 years later, when I just looked at myself and was like, "Bruh, what are you doing? What are you? Why are you drinking so much? What's the purpose? What's the purpose in just getting drunk every day, every other day?" And I realized that I was trying to make the pain go away. That didn't work. Uh, so I went to counseling for a while, uh, and maybe I just didn't pick the right counselor, but she made me feel worse. And like she was so like it's like she didn't have any compassion. And I know, and I learned later on, a lot of therapists aren't don't have compassion. Like a lot of the way they teach and their difference is that they don't coddle you. They make you deal with whatever you're dealing with. I understand that now. But back then, I'm like, this lady is just not making the situation better. So I ended up not going back. And I just figured I would just deal with it on my own. And here was over 20 years later, it's something I'm still dealing with. And I think a lot of it was because I didn't get, and this is just me being transparent. Like I don't have anything planned to schedule. This is just me being transparent. I think there are some conversations I needed to have with him that I didn't have. Some things that I needed to say that I didn't get to say before he left, and some unresolved issues that I didn't get to deal with him before he left. And I think over the years they kind of weighed on me. So and I always try to keep it jovial. I always try to because he had a whole lot of quotes, a whole lot of sayings. He's really funny, so I quote him a lot. A lot of my friends remember him, so we exchange jokes and occurrences that happen and stuff like that. So I thought I was in a pretty good place until yesterday. And I realized that a lot of us hold things in for years and we just tuck it away and just go on about life, not knowing that the thing you tucked away is still eating at you subconsciously, but you're just not paying attention to it. You buried it so deep, you think it's gone, but it's not, it's unresolved. And I believe a lot of us have a lot of things that are unresolved that we haven't dealt with. And we pretend, or we try to pretend it away instead of dealing with it. So what I said I was going to do for myself, and this could be an encouragement for some of you, is I'm going to figure out exactly what it was that was bugging me so much and deal with it head on. because here it is 20 years later. I think I should have more resolve than what I had. And yesterday was just like a punch in the face almost, just like, dude, you never really sincerely dealt with this. Let's deal with it and let's move on. Let's love and let's, excel even more. So I just want to come on here real quick. I don't want to take a whole bunch of your time to encourage you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're trying to do something bigger in life. Sometimes you may find yourself stuck, or sometimes you may find your performance lacking, but a lot of that could be some issues that happened to you years ago that you're not actively addressing, or you don't want to address, or you haven't constructively taken the initiative to address it. And that could be like the undertow that's holding you back. We've all been through stuff. We've all dealt with things. We've all been hurt. We've all experienced tragedy or trauma in some form or fashion. Some of us deal with it well. Some of us don't. That's why I'm kind of glad that like mental health is coming to the forefront as a true discipline that we all need to embrace, because it affects us all, whether it's large or small, big or, it affects everybody, and everybody deals with it in different ways. But for so many years, it was like shunned and pushed to the side as like, oh, you're just crazy. Oh, you're making a big deal out of it. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. It'll go away. Like we took up pretending as a strategy. Like pretend it's not there and eventually go away and you forget about it. It doesn't go away until you deal with it. It's like the bully. The bully's going to keep bullying you until finally one day you stand up and face him or her or it. So this is the same way. So I'm encouraging you to, if there's something in your life that you haven't dealt with, someone you haven't addressed, someone you haven't stood up to, something that you're still holding on to, instead of just simply letting it go, figure out a way to deal with it and really extinguish it forever, get rid of it forever. So that's what I'm doing for myself. I'm going to figure out exactly what, why I still had the same feelings that I had, why I haven't actively dealt with the feelings that I had. Because, I wouldn't call it a slump, but I really felt down for the major part of yesterday. I really did. So I'm just being transparent and sharing that with you to let you know some of the things I'm going through, because I'm still a human. I'm not hype all the time. I'm not excited all the time. I have down times also. I have, I dealt with depression on and off for a lot of years, but I don't really deal with that anymore. It's just more of, I wasn't aware that the wound still wasn't healed yet. I wasn't aware that it still affected me that much. So now I know the steps to take to rectify that. And it'll be a process, and I'm willing to go through the process because, I want to give life all that it demands. I want to live life big, and I don't want anything that I can control to keep me from doing that. Now, if it's something I can't control, then that's a whole other conversation for another time. But if it's something I can control and can constructively take action to do something about it, then I'm going to do that. And I want you to do the same thing. So deal with whatever your issues are, figure out some kind of way to deal with it, whether it's counseling, whether it's confronting a person or a situation or asking why such and such did this to you, that kind of thing. Because forgetting it or trying to forget it and ignoring it or pretending it, none of those are effective strategies. A lot of people try it. A lot of people pretend and hide behind fun and partying and drinking. But when you wake up in the morning, the issue is still there. So I just want to share that with you real quick today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. That'll be it for now. So I'll see you guys on the other side. But I just want to come to you and encourage you, whatever you may be dealing with, there is a solution to it. Just go out there and find it.